Please tag all Chipotle lovers, reshare on your page, and tag Chipotle. I feel they should know my story because obviously they're not helping me. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you my horror story with Chipotle and how my daughter ended up bleeding from the throat. Those are just a few photos of her to give you an idea. She's only 12 years old. So on August 12th, 2020, I decided to take her to Chipotle. She likes to eat it from time to time. And she had just been in the hospital the week before because my daughter has lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, angioedema, and connective tissue disease. And you'll understand why I'm mentioning this as I go through this story. So we go to buy the food at Chipotle. I bring it home because, for a person who has all those autoimmune system diseases, it's not safe for them to sit publicly and eat. So all of a sudden we're sitting down, we start eating our food. She's like, Mom, my throat is hurting really bad, and starts crying. So I asked my daughter to open her mouth. I look in the back. I see the tonsil had something sticking out from the food that got lodged in her throat when she was eating, and there was blood coming out. So, of course, I was like, oh my God, obviously someone, a worker or something, it looked like a fingernail or a piece of wood, or maybe something wasn't cut up right in the food. I had no clue, but it was something from her bowl. So I immediately called Chipotle and I let the manager know what's going on. And he says, well, let him know when I come back from the hospital. So I rush to the hospital as I'm talking to him. I get to the hospital and they pretty much figured out it was something lodged in her throat. They pulled it out with tweezers and there was some bleeding, not tons, but there was a little bit of bleeding. And they just told her, just to take it easy. And there's nothing much that they could do for me to follow up with her primary care physician. So I just want to show you guys what exactly was pulled out of her throat. So I go back, talk to the manager. He calls somebody else. They end up telling me that they'll pay for the hospital visit, but they have to have the object mailed to them. So I went ahead and mailed the object to them. So after that, I got all these random weird calls from private numbers and different Chipotle people telling me, oh, well, this is allegedly, we have to figure it out. We have to investigate. We have to get the medical records first. We have to test the object and see if it had any of our food on it. So after that, after like being disrespected, treated like I'm a liar, and just rudeness from everyone at Chipotle, finally some guy named Kirk Hashimoto emails me, okay? He calls me from different Google numbers, but never really answers my questions. I fill out all the paperwork for the medical and everything else, and he's just keeps having me fill out more papers, which don't make sense. He's very rude. I mean, I don't know what else to do. So I want your police to give me some answers, to contact me. I've emailed you guys. I've talked to a bunch of different people. I know the records are there. I want you to make this right. And I want an apology to my daughter because I would never put my daughter through something like that with everything she goes through in her life. And I'm just appalled, disgusted on how I've been treated. So you guys understand, I'm aware a company has to be about their best interests, figure out if something's real or a lie, but you don't treat people like less. You don't talk down to people and you don't accuse people until you know the answer. And that's where I'm bothered. I've been treated terribly and I'm upset and I'm tired of wondering who's going to call me this time or what's going to happen. So please step up, Chipotle. Thanks.